This video was created by Danny Kessler, Associate Professor and Korea's first PhD in wellness tourism. Modern infrastructure relies on a biological myth. We assume that remaining safely behind sealed windows provides optimal health protection. The environmental data invalidates this assumption. Today, the average American spends approximately 90% of their lifespan indoors. By seeking shelter from the elements, we have inadvertently trapped our biology in sealed environments that we were not evolutionarily adapted to endure. This chart displays the EPA baseline for air quality. It shows that indoor air is frequently 2 to 5 times more degraded than the outdoor baseline. In extreme cases, indoor environments can measure up to 100 times more polluted than exterior ecosystems. Correcting this doesn't require complex, expensive HEPA filtration. It requires a structural bridge, a way to facilitate high-volume air exchange while maintaining a strict barrier against ecological threats. This specific biological requirement points to one structural intervention, a standardized screened-in porch. The screened enclosure is a highly efficient intervention because it provides an immediate exit from the indoor pollution trap without exposing the body to uncontrolled vectors or the raw elements. In 2019, The Lancet published a study tracking over 8 million individuals across 7 nations. The data revealed a definitive pattern. Increased proximity to greenery directly correlates with a reduced risk of premature mortality. This graph illustrates that mathematical drop. For every marginal increase in surrounding greenery on the x-axis, the risk of early mortality on the y-axis falls by approximately 4%. To understand why, University of Michigan researchers mapped cortisol, the primary biomarker for physiological stress. On this timeline chart, you can see what researchers called the nature pill. Spending 20 to 30 minutes in a natural setting induces the steepest measurable decline in stress levels. Intensive forest immersion is unnecessary. Static sitting on a screened deck delivers this exact clinical dose of stress reduction and longevity. Clinical trials led by Dr. Ching Li in Japan demonstrated that this exposure triggers a profound shift within the human immune system. The catalyst is a group of compounds called phytocides. These are volatile organic compounds emitted naturally by flora. Sitting in a screened environment near foliage facilitates the continuous inhalation of these compounds, which actively elevates natural killer cell counts. This creates a 50% functional boost in the specific lymphocytes responsible for neutralizing compromised cells. This data aligns with a foundational 1984 study, which found that surgical patients with visual access to trees experienced accelerated recovery, discharging a full day earlier than those without a view. Even 3 to 5 minutes of passive botanical observation physically downregulates blood pressure. The screened porch acts as an active biological delivery system, administering immune-modulating phytocides while physically rewiring the body's circulatory baseline. The screen itself is a critical component of this shield. The CDC notes that intact screening remains the primary defense against vector-borne pathogens. This structure pulls 4 decades of science into a single point. It bypasses indoor toxicity, facilitates phytocyte ingestion, and accelerates cortisol clearance, all while blocking ecological threats. A porch is traditionally classified merely as an architectural luxury or an aesthetic add-on. The clinical evidence suggests otherwise. Constructing a screened-in deck is the centralization of critical health infrastructure directly into a residence. If this data shifts your architectural strategy, route these findings to those evaluating their residential health assets. Build the sanctuary and continually stress test the baseline. This video was created by Danny Kessler, Associate Professor and Korea's first PhD in wellness tourism.